Good morning and welcome to Pickle Vision. Thanks very much for tuning in this morning. It's Sunday morning, it's coffee stream time. And we're going to look at some of the new stuff. There's been quite a lot of new stuff showing off over the last week or so, like the Las Vegas Open. And then obviously there's some new stuff on pre-order as well. So we're going to take a look at all of that for the next hour for Sunday morning coffee, which I've also just realised I started making myself a coffee and then I came and sat down to get this ready and I've not finished making it, so it's sort of half made on the kitchen side. So, no coffee for me. Welcome to the stream, everybody. Thanks very much for tuning in. If you like what we're doing here on Pickle Vision and on the main channel on the Pickle Jar, leave us a like, leave us a comment, leave us a review. Subscribe if you're new and share us out with your nerd friends. But we're going to have a lovely time this morning looking at a few bits and pieces. Probably going to go for just short of an hour. And that's basically what we're doing today. I hope you're all alright. I'm not sure if I'm coming down with something. My throat feels a bit off this morning. And I feel like I sound deeper than I normally do. It might just be because I've only had one coffee. I'm not sure. But hopefully I'm not coming down with anything. I know Wendy's not being very well. And a couple of other people in the office have not been very well, so I'm hoping that I've not got what they've got because that'd not be good. But yeah, hope you guys are all alright this morning. Hope you're all having a fantastic weekend. And yeah, massive thanks for joining me this morning. We'll take a quick look through the chat and see who we've got with us this morning in the chat. So right at the top we've got Mr. Thomas Gesler, Mr. Wybird. Thank you very much for tuning in, bud. Welcome to the stream. We've got War Daddy Miniatures. Thank you very much for joining us, bud. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're well. We've got James Nicholson. Thanks very much for tuning in. Welcome to the Sunday streamer. Colin Wakeling. Thank you very much for joining us. Rimsrook Miniatures. What a legend. Thank you very much for tuning in. We've got Peter Gronfeldt, one of our fantastic moderators. Thank you very much for tuning in this morning and joining us. We've got Dean Paints Things. Thanks very much for tuning in. Pirate Queen Pickle can make it. If your Pirate Queen Pickle's still in bed, it's Sunday morning. It's time to chill. I'm only up because the cat woke me up to feed her, and because I tend to wake up at around the same sort of time every day anyway. So we've been coughing for 2 weeks in this household. Fantastic. Well, I hope it's not that, but I don't live in Denmark, so I'm doubting that you'll have passed that on to me over the internet. What did I mention? It's the law. If someone says they don't feel well, you have to reply, "Oh, there's something going round, though, isn't there?" That is true. That is the law. That is the default answer. If you're not feeling well, there's something going round. Yeah, that is absolutely correct. That is what we tend to say. Bonjour, says Mr. Elstonation. Welcome to the stream, dude. This morning, before the stream, directly before the stream, I was watching an episode of Doctor Who. This year, I have started a fresh run-through of Doctor Who, right from the beginning. And when I say the beginning, I mean the 1963 beginning, not the 2005 beginning. Started a fresh run-through. So this morning, I was on episode 5, which is the first episode of the Dalek storyline, the first Dalek introduction. So yeah, I was watching that directly before the stream. But before that, I was editing the Wargamers Anonymous podcast that will be going out tomorrow morning. It'll be out at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, so it'll be in time for your commute to work. And if you're up earlier than that, then it'll be in time for your commute home from work. It is a good interview. It's a good interview. We had Mr. James Workshop himself, Steve Conlin, on. It is just carnage. The entire podcast is just absolute carnage. It was a lot of fun to record that, and I've had a lot of fun listening back to it this morning, editing it. So I'm hoping that you guys enjoy that one. Good morning, says the Hobby Corner. At work, cooking up a lamb roast dinner for the care home residents, so I'll be lurking. No problem, bud. Thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you're well. So today we're just gonna have a bit of a chat. I mean, I say we'll go on for just under an hour. It might be less than that. We're gonna look at the new stuff. We're gonna go through that, talk about that a little bit, show it off. All the stuff that got announced. We'll have a quick look at the stuff that's on pre-order, and then we'll call it there. I've got a few bits and pieces to do today. I need to nip out shopping this morning for some bits, and then I've got video editing to do. I'm playing Star Wars Legion today. I am going to play today my first game of Star Wars Legion. It's not with my stuff, it's with my friend's stuff, because he's got the core, the Droids and Clones box painted up. So I'm going over to his, he's going to teach me how to play, and I'm hoping that once I've done that, it's going to give me a bit of a kick and some motivation to sort of get my stuff painted, because if I enjoy the game enough, then I'm going to want to play more, and I'm going to want to play using my stuff. Friday night, I went and played my first game of Warcry as well. I went round to a friend's house, but for a bit of a lads' night. I say a lads' night. We went and played Toy Soldiers. But I went round and played Warcry for the first time. I can't believe that I have not played Warcry before. I absolutely loved that game. It is a hell of a lot of fun and very, very easy to pick up and learn. So I will be playing more Warcry, I think. That was fun. I can't remember what team I used. I think it was from... They weren't lizards. I think it might have been the box before the lizard set. They were like Nurgly boys, but like not Nurgle. I can't remember what they were called. But I played as them and he played as the other one in the box. Had fun. I lost spectacularly. Warcry is awesome, my favourite GW game. I don't know if it's my favourite, but I've only played one game. But I enjoyed that game a lot, and it has made me want to play Warcry. So I will probably be playing more Warcry in the future. That is the plan, anyway. That is the plan. I love how quick and lightweight the rules are. Nurgling Swamp People. I think they were like... They were cool. They were cool to play as. I can't remember what they were called. I can't remember what he played as either, to be fair. But they were cool. Good morning, Mr. Quinger. Thank you very much for tuning in, Andy Allen. And Gina Doherty as well, actually awake on a Sunday morning for once. Nice. Welcome to the stream. This is what Sunday morning looks like. A bit late this morning, stayed up late building more deck guard. No problem, Al Richie. Thanks very much for tuning in, regardless. But yeah, so that's what I did Friday night. We played Warcry. I got taught how to play Warcry. That was fun. Rockmire Creed is the name. Had to double check. Yeah, that's probably it. That sounds about right. They were fun. So yeah, so that's what I've been doing. I wanted to get a game of. So I played Warcry Friday, which was my first game. I played Star Wars Legion today. I want at some point soon to play a game of Underworlds, because I've got my Vampire Underworld team still, and the new stuff as well. I've got the stuff from the Norwood box, the skeletons, and whatever, the other ones that were in there. I've not painted those yet, but the skeletons are painted. So I kind of want to play some Underworlds as well, because I've played a couple of games of that before and remembered that I enjoyed it. And again, that's another sort of like very quick board game type thing. I'm now in love with boarding actions. Boarding actions I've not played yet, but they sound like they are going to be a hell of a lot of fun to do. From what Liam was telling me, that's our local GW store manager. He was explaining how they work and different things you can do. They sound like they're going to be a hell of a lot of fun. Sounds like it kind of bridges that gap between 40k and Kill Team. So I'm very much looking forward to giving boarding actions a try at some point when I get chance. Anyway, so we're going to take a quick look at all the new stuff in a bit. What have I been working on recently? I've been working on the Gloomspike Gates Goblin and Squig. What's it called? Squig? I can't remember what that one's called. I've got the paper up here somewhere still, I think. I don't know. Oh no, it's over there. But I've been working on that. I posted that up yesterday. The photos and stuff. There is a video coming. I was hoping to have had it out yesterday, if I'm completely honest. But this week has just been a very busy week, and I've not had any chance to do anything really. Monday I played D&D. Tuesday I was editing and finishing off some filming. Wednesday I was at a committee meeting. Thursday I was recording the podcast. Friday I was playing Warcry. Last night was the first night that I had that I didn't have anything to do, and I just took a night off because I was out building stuff all day. That's going to be a video coming in the future, which I'm very much looking forward to putting that video out when it's done. But that's going to be good. So I was out filming and building all day for that project. So yeah, I took last night off as just, I was like, I need a night to just not do anything. So we watched a bit of telly, I played a bit of Xbox, had a bath, and then we went to bed and watched some Star Trek in bed, and then I swiftly fell asleep. But yeah, it was good. How's the new job going? The new job is going amazingly. I am absolutely loving it. I have nothing really to complain about. It's going really, really well. I'm having a lot of fun. The people I'm working with are really nice. The job itself is really fun. I can tell that I'm going to get handed numerous different things to do as time goes on. But I'm there for it. I'm absolutely loving it. So yeah, thanks very much for asking though. It is going really, really well. I'm very, very happy. Morning, FranDog99. Thank you very much for tuning in. Hope you're well. I definitely feel like my throat is not as is deeper than normal. Right, so let's move to I can't remember which one I set it up on. I think this one. Yeah, there we go. Let's move to here. So we've got the Warhammer community page up with, it's going to have all the different articles. Let's go to all news and features, and then we'll just go through. So we'll go through the stuff that's on pre-order. Having a good start to this year. I'm having a really good start to this year. Let's just go back to it. So this year I've obviously started my new job. That's going really well. I started dieting again, but like properly this time. And so far I've lost like 10 pounds. Well, it was 10 pounds on Wednesday. I've swapped my weighing days to Wednesdays because I tend to eat like very similar food all week, and then we vary it up at the weekends. which means that the weekends, after the weekends, I tend to feel a bit more bloated. And Monday was my weighing day, but I thought I've not caught up. Oh, look at this! Pirate Queen Pickle has finished my coffee. I've now got a coffee. So yeah, I've swapped my weighing days to Wednesday. To be fair, I've still been getting weighed sort of like 2 or 3 times a week, just varying days. Just because I'm excited and I'm properly on it. But Wednesdays is my proper weighing day. So yeah, we'll see if I've lost anything else this Wednesday coming. Although I did have some pizza Friday night when I was round playing Warcry. So, but then yesterday I barely ate anything because I was busy all day. So I literally had my tea in the evening and a few cups of coffee through the day. So maybe that sort of counteracted it. But yeah, so yeah, good start to this year. It's going really well so far. Let's move over here. Let's have a quick look at the pre-orders that went up yesterday. So all this stuff went on pre-order yesterday. So I guess you can pre-order it anytime before Saturday, I guess, and then obviously it comes out on Saturday next week. So there's the Beasts of Chaos Battle Tome that comes out next week. I've only just started getting into Age of Sigmar. A lot of this stuff I don't really know like what the differences are, or I don't know like obviously rules and stuff. But Beasts of Chaos. So if you play Beasts of Chaos, there's a new battle tome coming, which is good, I guess, because it's updated and proper. And as always, there's the limited edition one, which is the same artwork but just sort of. They usually have like a matte finish on the cover, don't they? And the text isn't quite as obtrusive. So they're there up for pre-order. The Vanguard Beasts of Chaos box, like your starter box. Which, to be fair, looking at the Age of Sigmar Vanguard boxes, they look quite decent. Like I got the Skaven one for my birthday, and that has been like a good start to the army for me. You get a decent amount of stuff in there. So this is everything that you get in the Beasts of Chaos Vanguard box. Which, again, it's cool. I'm painting them, but never played. To be fair, it's not one that I know about because like I said, I'm only just really getting into Age of Sigmar. Over the course of the last year, I've been sort of getting more into it. A collection of 34 Braying Warriors containing a Great Bray Shaman, 3 Dragon Ogres, 10 Bestigors, 10 Gors, and 10 Ungors. That's a lot of gore. That is a lot of gore. I thought I was saying the names wrong then, but that turns out that is right. There's just gore everywhere. So they're up for pre-order, as well as this guy, which is the Beast Lord. He looks cool. He looks cool. I've got one of him. It's not over there. It's upstairs in a box now. Because I obviously painted up the Gloomspite Gates HQ guy, which we'll probably see in a second. But I also got sent this guy as well, and I couldn't decide which one to paint. I ended up going with the Goblin because I tend to like Goblins quite a lot. But it does look like a cool model. I probably will get him built and painted at some point, even if it's just for like a short on YouTube or something. But yeah, it's a cool looking model. I like that. It's cool. Speaking of Gloomspite Gates, the Gloomspite Gates not Codex Battle Tome is also up for pre-order. So there that is, and then obviously the special edition one. If you're like really into them, get the special edition one, I guess. The Vanguard box, which I'm not sure, is this a new this is a new Vanguard box then, isn't it? It's not the same as the old one. But looks like there's plenty of stuff in there. So you get, again, 34 miniatures. You get a Loon Boss, 3 Rock Gut Troggoths, 10 Squig Hoppers, which can also be built as Boingrot Bounders, and 20 Moon Clan Stabbers. So plenty in there as well. Monkey Boy 7, welcome to the stream, dude. Good morning to you. Hope you're well. So this is the guy that I painted. This is the Squig Boss with Nasher Squig. He's a very fun model. It was nice and easy to build. Didn't really have any issues building it. Once I'd worked out where all the parts go, because it sort of locks together. How a lot of the GW models sort of lock together nowadays, where they don't, it's not just stick a head on top, it'll be like a head and then a bit of a neck and a bit of a back, and it'll slot into place nicely. Once I'd worked out where stuff was going, I had no issues. So yeah, it was fun to paint. I went a bit different with mine. So I painted this hand on that's holding the staff. I painted it as if it was the skin. And I painted like this bit here as if it was like a wrist bracelet type thing, rather than it being one glove. Just something a bit different, I think. Say rock guts Troggoth 10 times quickly. No. So yeah, this was fun to paint, and it's a cool model. It's a really nice model. So yeah, that's up for pre-order. I've also got the Snarlfang Riders. Again, I've got a box of these, which I was tempted to do a video on, but because I knew that I'd got like a very busy like couple of weeks, I knew I wouldn't have time to do the video that I wanted to do with them. I'm still going to do it at some point, I think, because they are very nice models, but it's one that I'll just have to wait a little bit, I think. But they're up for pre-order as well. And then I'm assuming that there will be, oh yeah, there's just like a paint guide if you wanted to paint them as the box art. These are the paints they recommend. So yeah, you've also got the War Scrolls for the Gloomspite Gates, and I'm assuming dice. Oh no, we're on to 40k now. All right, okay. So normally what happens on pre-orders when it's like a big like army relaunch and the new what they're called, battle term, is you have the War Scroll for every battle term. I've not missed it, have I? No, they've not. So there's no War Scrolls for the Beasts of Chaos then, by the looks of it. I'm not sure why that is. I'm sure someone that is into Age of Sigmar will be able to tell me. But there's no War Scroll for Beasts of Chaos, but there is for the Gloomspite Gates. And no dice either. No dice for either of them, which I'm very surprised about, because that's normally the thing, isn't it? Like, you see the battle term, you see the models, and then you get the War Scroll and the dice for the faction. So none of those for either of those, which is weird. I might pick up the Gloomspite Gates War Scrolls, just because I might end up doing an army with them, because I think you can do them. I might be wrong on that, but I've got a feeling that they can work with orcs because they're goblins. Although I might be completely wrong. But even if not, I think they would be a cool army to do. I'm probably not going to do them this year because I've got enough armies to do this year. But the War Scrolls tend to they release them when they release them, and then they don't reprint them. So once they're gone, they're gone. So I might pick them up just in case I do, because they are handy to have. They are very handy to have. Anyway, on to 40k. So there are some made-to-order commissars which are up. Watching in the past told you Warcry was fantastic. Thank you very much, Richard Smith. I've just seen that comment now. But yes, Warcry is fantastic and I really enjoyed it. So more of that to come. So yes, there's some different commissars that are on made to order. So following the Imperial Guard's release yesterday, it all went on pre-order the week before. So it all came out yesterday, all the new tanks and all the stuff. I guess there's a bit of a nostalgia hit. So here's some old commissars that are on made to order. I'm assuming that these are metal, or I don't think they're plastic. These ones, I don't know. I might be wrong. But there's some cool old style models and some newer ones by the looks of it. That doesn't look that old, although I might be wrong. It's guards, so they probably are old. But yeah, plenty of cool models. So yeah, if you're an Imperial Guard player, you can order made to order a load of stuff. Oh, it's not just commissars as well. You can also get Lord Castellan Creed, an Inquisitor with Power Sword and Bolt Pistol, and an Inquisitor with Combi Pistol. These can take up to 180 days to ship, being made to order. So that's cool. If you're into that sort of stuff, it's a nice opportunity to pick up some stuff that you maybe can't get normally. without paying over the odds on eBay and stuff. Fine cast a lot of them. Oh, right, okay, that's a shame. To be fair, the fine cast stuff that I've had recently hasn't been that bad, to be fair, so... next up, there are some Death Corps of Krieg heavy weapons made to order. So you've got heavy stubber and a melter gun and a pair of pyromaniacs wielding a heavy flamer. These are available to order now until 8 AM on the 6th of February. So if you want those, get them in the next week or so, or in the next week. Otherwise, you'll miss them. Other new stuff, we've got Necromunda, Ash Waste Nomad's Herder with Arthramite Dune Scuttler. That looks cool. That was really cool. That fit, it's just like alien, not alien, predator face with like the claw, the mandibles and stuff. That's cool. And that's it. That's everything that went on pre-order. I've not really done much, or any Necromunda. I've not painted any models, not built any models. I've not done anything with Necromunda, which kind of surprises me because it looks like the small skirmish game for that's not Kill Team but in the 40k universe. But yeah, those are up if you're into that. So that's all the stuff that went on pre-order yesterday. So let's have a quick look at the stuff that got shown off at the LVO. I'm hoping there's photos on here and it's not just a link to the video. That's not going to automatically play, is it? Not good. So Soul Shackle is the next Kill Team box, and it is between Dark Eldar, which is cool. Nice to see some new Dark Eldar bits, even if they're not like super new, like they're still like Cabalite Warriors. But it's nice to see some new stuff, so that's cool. And then you've got Adeptus Arbites Exaction Squad, which is these guys. So that is. Are these like? So I don't know what these are like, because obviously Dark Eldar are Dark Eldar. So are these aren't Space Marines then, are they? These are these just like Imperial Guards Primaris version? I don't know. Where do these fit in? I'm assuming that these are like Imperial Guard, but like these are like the buff Imperial Guard. But they look cool, whatever they are. They're very like this helmet here. This is very RoboCop. Imperial Police stuff. Right, okay. That makes sense. They do look cool though. Space Police. Judge Dredd. Do you know what? I was thinking Judge Dredd as well. I mean, to be honest, that box is worth it just for the dog. Just for the dog. These look cool. These are awesome. 40k Judge Dredd. So you've got those, and then you also got the Dark Eldar, sorry, the Drukhari, which looks like it just contains Cabalite Warriors of varying styles. But then you've got more melee-focused Cabalite Warriors by the looks of it, rather than... So obviously when you play Dark Eldar, your Cabalite Warriors just have guns. I mean, obviously they can hit in close combat, but they are generally guns. Whereas these have got like swords and knives and stuff, which is cool. I don't think they're not Incubi though, are they? These are Cabalite Warriors, as opposed to Incubi, which is cool. It's nice to see a little bit of, even though it's kind of reworking like the existing kit, it's adding a little bit more variety in, some new weapons and stuff like that, and some new heads. This is cool. I like completing your models like this Dark Eldar with a falcon. That's cool. I like that he's got a little feather from his falcon on his gun as well. These are nice. This is cool as well, launching some grenades. So yeah, some nice new bits for Dark Eldar, which is a range that doesn't seem to have had it's not really had any new stuff for a while, other than, so like they did the new Lilith, and they did the new is it Drazar, the Incubi like HQ choice. You've got local law enforcement and then the Adeptus Arbites overseeing them for the Segmentum. Okie dokie. And it's RBTs. What? RBTs? What's RBTs? I don't know. So yeah, this is cool. That box set looks nice, and obviously you get the terrain and stuff as normal. With all the walls and doors and stuff, and then the extra bits with like the kill team table, kill team board on the table, which is just superb. But then, so this is like half the set. This is one kill team board's worth of terrain. So if you get 2 of those, you've then got enough for boarding actions. So obviously I've got 1 set of this from the kill team box that I got. Shadow Vaults, which was the Necrons, and it's an update sprue, so not an entirely new kit. Yeah, it's kind of similar to what you got with the Necrons in the last box. It was like an upgrade sprue rather than an entirely new kit, which makes sense. It makes absolute sense. So yeah, I'm kind of tempted to pick up this box because I like those Dark Eldar, and I need another set of terrain anyway. For boarding action, so I might pick up that box at some point. So that's cool. So that's the next kill team box. Have they said when it's coming? I don't think they've said when it's coming, but that'll be coming at some point, I guess. So that was the kill team. Some Horus Heresy. So we've got some Horus Heresy stuff. So this is a big tank. This is the Cerberus Heavy Tank Destroyer. It's got one job, and it is to blow up other tanks. Armed with centrally mounted neutron laser battery, a relic of the dark age of technology that dooms its crew to a horrid death thanks to the exotic radiation it pumps out, but not before it dooms dozens of enemy vehicles to a much more immediate death. This looks cool. I have to say, I do prefer the I think for Space Marines and things like that, I think I prefer the tanks for Horus Heresy. I think all the tanks in the Horus Heresy look far better than the newer tanks, the Primaris tanks, because they look like actual tanks instead of sort of heavily armored hovercraft. I do like a good tank. My bet is Easter release, by the way. I think it'll be before Easter. Easter's like 3 months away. They've shown it off. I reckon it'll probably be some point in the next month, maybe. Do we know what's out in February? If we don't know, if there's nothing confirmed for February, then my guess would be that Kill Team box would be out then. Do I think when the last one came out? The last one was before Christmas. They are going fast and heavy with the Kill Team boxes. So yeah, if you're into Heresy, this looks like an absolute beast. This is the heavy weapon platform of the heavy weapon choices. Plenty of guns and stuff. So yeah, this looks cool. Another new tank for Heresy. Can never complain too much at that. What have we got next? Warcry. So this got teased the other week with the little blood teaser. Easter is 40 days after all. Yeah, brilliant. So this got teased a while back. So this is the actual announcement for the next Warcry box, which is Blood Hunt. So you've got what are these called? Askergan True Blades. First look at an undead from the realm of Ger. Soulblight curse afflicts this order of warrior monks just like any other vampire, but in order to sate their thirst, they hunt the great beasts of the realms, gorging themselves on primal energies and attempt not to succumb to their bestial tendencies. So basically, these are vampire monks, vampire samurai, by the looks of things. These look really cool. I really like this take on sort of vampires and undead. This is pretty awesome. I like this guy, whoever he is, Wolf Boy. But I like the armor with them. Like, they are very like sort of Asian inspired, like samurai, like monk garb and weaponry. But then obviously like vampires. That's cool. So one for Q1 and the next for Q2, but when precisely? February is a good guess though. I would say February. Yeah, these look cool. These do look cool. Very nice. And then in the box with them, you've got the Claws of Karanak, mortals who worship the demonic flesh hounds of Khorne. These savage warriors have abandoned the last vestiges of civilization, even loping into battles on all fours. So these are basically just sort of savage beastie boys. Get in this box. I'm gonna have to try and find an extra set of monks off eBay or something, so I can have a unit of 10 in my Soulblight Gravelords. Yeah, this looks cool. These look nice as well. I like this guy again, sort of beastie boy. I do like these. Another very nice set, and then you get this terrain in the box as well. So like bamboo walls and trees and stuff. So this is cool. When did the last Warcry box come out? There's no date released for that either. But I'm assuming because I'm assuming again, maybe in the next month or so. It depends. I don't know how. This is the thing. I need to keep track of when they announce stuff, and then when they release stuff, so that when they announce stuff in the future, I can go, well, it'll probably be then. Would they release this and the new Kill Team that close together? I feel like the new Kill Team box is going to be soon, because they are pushing boarded action and Orcs of Omen quite a lot, and even though it's Kill Team and not 40k, not boarded action, like the terrain is used for both, and they even mentioned that in the article, so I think maybe that'll be sooner. But this set looks cool. So there you go. If you're into Warcry, that was shown off. It wasn't long ago. Has the same release cadence as Kill Team now. Alright, okay, so fairly quick then. So this might be out soon as well. There was a box with terrain, board, and 2 warbands every quarter. Well, the last one was, I'm going to say November. Because the last Kill Team box that I got was the last one that they did. It was the Shadow Vaults one, and I got it, I think, just after it came out, because of when I joined up with the program, and that was the first thing that they sent me. So maybe, so that was like November, so December, January, so I reckon, yeah, February for Kill Team maybe then, if it's every quarter. Guess we'll see. I guess we'll find out, because it'll not be long before stuff gets announced and put on pre-order and stuff. So yeah, that's that set, which looks cool. What else? AOS stuff. So there was loads of Lizardy Boys. So we've got a new Slann model. The Slann Star Masters. This looks cool. It is a very nice model. I've painted 2 Slarn models. I've painted like the older one, and I've painted the newer one. Both of them were a lot of fun. This looks cool as well. I like all the moss and stuff on the stonework, just and stuff that adds a lot to it. Alternative paint scheme there as well, which is cool. You've got lizards on lizards. Some mounted units for the Seraphon, not Lizardmen. I need to get into the habit of using the new names instead of the old names. So you've got the mounted Seraphon units. These are the Raptidon Chargers, Raptidon Hunters, which is cool. These look nice. Mounted Doot. Yeah, these do look nice. They're cool models. Yeah, they are very nice. And then you've got some new Saurus Warriors, which again just look very nice. I was always tempted by Lizardmen as an army for Age of Sigmar. And again, it might be one that I do in the future, but not this year. No new armies this year. Warbands and stuff like that, fine. No new armies. But these look really cool. I like these. I think it's just because I like the colour scheme on them. That blue and the gold is spot on. And there you go, like some alternative colour schemes. Very nice. I like this one with the sort of almost glowing insides, like glowing through the sort of scales, like cracks in the scales and stuff. That looks cool. Like a little bit of purple in the shield. Oh, here's the Battletome roadmap. So this is what's coming out. This is what's on pre-order now. Is these two, and then you've got Order, Chaos, Death. What? Order, Chaos. Why have they got Chaos twice and Death twice? Oh, is that? It's not. Yeah. So there is an Order Battletome coming. There's 2 Chaos Battletomes coming. There's 2 Death Battletomes coming. That makes sense. Yeah, that's in the spring, and then in the summer is the Seraphon, which is the new. So Seraphon are a while out by the looks of it. But that's cool. We've got some, speaking of Underworlds, we've got some, my 8-year-old bought the old Seraphon Vanguard box and he's loving them. I don't dare show him the new box. My wallet can't handle it. Looks like it'll be a while out though, if it's not until summer that the Battletome is coming out. They tend to sort of release them at the same sort of time, so got a while. So we've got some new Underworld stuff for Norwood, which is the new season, I think it's called. So we've got Daughters of... What have we got? Daughters of Cain. Is it are these Daughters of Cain? Blah, blah, blah. Hot on the heels of Grinrack's Loon Court comes the next warband. Unleash the Kuron Hurricane and leap, vault and pirouette your way to glory with Grishel's Arene. I'm probably murdering these. But yeah, so you've got some Daughters of Cain stuff. Not a fan of this. I don't know if this is the face or if that's a mask on top of the face. I'm assuming it's a mask. But I'm not really a fan of that. The rest of the model looks cool. I'm assuming that they are masks, aren't they? They're masks. I'm not really a fan of them. They look like bad, like latex masks from movies. And none of them look like, obviously, because you can't see the teeth, so all the mouths, they look like grandmas, like they ain't got any teeth in. So I don't know if I'm a fan of them. The rest of the models look alright. But I don't know if I'm a fan of the masks on the faces. And obviously, these are the cards. I don't know what any of these mean because I've only ever played like 1 or 2 games of Underworlds. So yeah, I don't know what any of the cards mean, but they're the cards. You can check them out if you want to have a look more in depth at them on the Warhammer community site and look yourself. But that's them. Yeah. I don't know. Is it just me? Does anyone else like these masks? Is it just me being mean about them? I don't know. I don't know if I'm bothered about them. Anyway, if you're into Underworlds, that's the next warband that'll be coming out. What else did we get? What's this? Oh, this is 40k. This set is your first chance to get the fantastic new models for Vashdor and Azrael, who is fresh, if so, from crossing the Rubicon. So this is the new, it's like a new, not a starter box, but it's like a new box. So you get this big new model guy that is Chaos Man. What's he called? Vashdor. Draws hordes of mortal worshippers with him to breach the fortress and its wards, alongside writhing demon engines empowered by the Soul Forge that serves as the seat of his power. So you get this, and then you get some Dark Angel stuff, along with this new model that everyone was very angry about his gun. Get over it. So you get them as well. So if you're into Dark Angels, or if you're into Chaos Demon boys, maybe this is good. So here's the Arcs of Ermin stuff. So here's the thing. This is showing you Arcs of Ermin. First one, Winter. That one's out. That's the Abaddon one. You got the second one towards the end of winter, maybe, by the looks of it. And then you've got the third one in the spring. And then the fourth one towards the end of spring. Now, a few people have been postulating about 10th edition. And we've been saying that 10th edition is next year. It's way off. It's next year because Arcs of Ermin is going to tide us over for that long. It doesn't look like Arcs of Ermin is going to tide us over for that long. It looks like it's going to be 6 months at the most of Arcs of Ermin, and we've already started on that now. So I reckon 10th edition is this summer. I'm saying that now. I've said for ages I think 10th edition is going to be this year. I don't have any inside information, and obviously if I did, I wouldn't be able to talk about it anyway, but I don't. I honestly think that 10th edition is going to be this year, because I don't think, basically the Arcs of Ermin is kind of, it's setting up towards the big narrative change, which you usually get at the start of a new edition. So like last time we had Psychic Awakening, and then we got 9th edition. This time it's Arcs of Ermin, and it's leading to 10th edition. I always think there's always a campaign book push at the end of an edition, exactly. And because they've said 1, 2, 3, 4, winter through to the end of spring. Honestly, I think now more than ever that 10th edition is going to be this summer. When they announce it, I don't know. But the other thing as well is, like, there aren't many codexes left to come out, I don't think, for 9th edition. If any. I'm pretty certain everyone has had a 9th edition codex now. I'm still convinced that 10th is 2024. That's absolutely fine. I'm not saying you have to agree, but I am convinced it's going to be this summer. I can't see it being another year, because the thing is, if they're building this up now, and then 10th edition doesn't come out this year, it kind of just leaves it, and they don't tend to do that. They did it with Psychic Awakening. Psychic Awakening came and went, and then 9th edition came out, and just Psychic Awakening was done. I honestly think it's this year. I think 10th edition is this year. Old World is this summer. Wouldn't want to steal the thunder from that. I honestly don't think Old World is going to do as well as anyone thinks it's going to do. Because there's a reason why Old World was sort of binned off and they did Age of Sigmar instead. It's because it wasn't doing well. That's why it got binned off. So I don't think that Old World is coming back for like a very. It's coming back as a thing. I don't think it's going to be like all singing, all dancing. Like everyone's going to get into it as much because I don't know. It's one of those. I get why they're bringing it back and why they're doing it because it's that big sort of thing. But I personally don't think it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be like. I don't think it's going to be the same as Horus Heresy, where everyone got really hyped up for it and it was relaunched and revamped and stuff. Because as far as I'm aware, they are just bringing back the old rule set. They're not doing like a new edition. It is just the old edition, but they're just relaunching it. I think. Again, I might be wrong on that. That's just sort of what I've heard. Which begs the question, like, if it didn't work when you released that edition last time, what's different now? Like I say, I think it'll get a bit of hype when it first comes out, and then I think it'll just be that other game system that people might dip into. I don't think it's going to get the same amount of sort of love as Horus Heresy, though. I don't think it's going to get anywhere near as much. So yeah, so based on that, I'm saying that 10th edition is still this year, I think. Katie Graham, welcome to the stream. Don't worry about being late. It's no problem at all. Also, I meant to say hello to Wayland's Wandering when he joined us, and I forgot, so welcome Wayland's Wandering, even though we are at the end of the stream now. So yeah, I'm still... Why wouldn't they try to make it cool like they did with Horus Heresy? There's commercially no point in not making a big push. I'm not saying they're not going to make a big push for it. They will absolutely. They will promote it and they will put it out as a thing, and there'll be loads of fanfare and ceremony. But like I said, from what I understand, it's not a new edition. It is just it's the old rules being republished. Maybe some slight tweaks, I don't know, but I think as far as I'm aware, it is just the old game coming back out and they're just relaunching it. I wouldn't have thought that Horus Heresy became as big a splash as it did. I know so many people that have basically just gone, yeah, I'm stopping playing 40k and I'm just playing Horus Heresy now because it works. Elston is one, for example. Elston has gone absolutely massive on Horus Heresy, and I know that he liked it before, but Elston seems to have got massive into it. There's so many people in my local store that I've got like so into Horus Heresy, and that is what they play now. And like, yeah, there's not as much fanfare about it now because it's come out, it's had its big fanfare, and now it is a system and it's going along. But the difference is they did rework stuff, and there are new models coming out in plastic and stuff like that, and they're redoing it. So yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll see. The point that we started this conversation though is that I think that 10th edition is this year. I think it's this summer. Because they usually release a new edition in sort of middle of the year, summertime. Generally, I think. Although again, is Horus Heresy easier to learn than 40k? I don't know because I haven't played Horus Heresy yet, but I don't play a lot of stuff. Best person to ask for that is probably Elston because he plays both, and he's good at both. So ask him. But yeah, I think it's usually sort of summer releases for new editions, or from what I can remember, it is. Especially the last two editions, 8th and 9th edition, were both summer releases. So I can't see a world where they finish Arcs of Omen at the end of spring this year, and then we don't get a new edition until next summer. I can't see a world, because essentially as well, you've got to think. Here's the thing. I'm pretty certain, and correct me if I'm wrong, that all the codexes are out now. All the codexes are out for 40k, and if they're not all out, there's only like 1 or 2 that aren't out. So, and that's including like a new faction in the Vertan. So, if they They're doing Arcs of Omen. All the codexes are out now. Arcs of Omen is what they're doing. It's the story push to the end of the thing. To the end of the edition. That ends at the end of spring. That is what they've said. They've said book 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 in winter, 2 in spring. You get to the end of spring. If they don't release a new edition of 40k, there's no reason for them to release new codexes. If they don't release a new codexes, they don't tend to update ranges without doing new rules, because there's no reason to push stuff. They'll carry on tweaking points and bits and pieces like in FAQs and the sort of 6-monthly updates, but without a new edition, they can't push new books and new models as easily. So as much as it'd be nice to have a year where everyone has a codex and they can find a balance with stuff, I don't think they're going to. I think 10th edition is this summer. It'll be July, August-ish, and that's it. That's when we'll get 10th edition. And I don't even know who will be. I don't know who's going to be like the two factions. One will be Space Marines because it always is. I don't know who the other one will be. I'm trying to think who's not had a new. Who's not been in a starter box? Because we've had Tyranids, we've had Chaos, we've had Necrons now, we've had Orcs, Dark Eldar maybe, or Eldar, maybe. But yeah, I think 10th edition, that'll be the next thing. That'll be a nice discussion point to have. What's going to be in the next box? What's going to be in there with Space Marines? But yeah, Eldar. It could be Eldar. It could be, because like I said, we've had all the others. We've had Necrons recently. We've had Orcs. We've had Chaos. We've had Tyranids. Nids versus Marines is the rumour, I think. Space Skaven. It could be. I'm not saying that they can't. Dark Eldar with a third box. So yeah, maybe Eldar then. I'm not saying they can't obviously repeat entries because they've done that before. But maybe something new. Maybe Eldar. I feel like Eldar aren't really antagonistic enough to have in the box. If that makes sense. Like Orcs, Tyranids, Dark Eldar, Chaos, they're all very... It's a good contrast between them and the Imperium. Whereas Eldar, not as much. They obviously don't get on, but they also don't not get on. They're a weird one. So maybe them not in the box. But then again, they might be changing something story-wise. I don't know. I'd like to see Tau, maybe Tau, but again, Tau, they're not particularly antagonistic towards the Imperium that much. Like obviously they are Xenos, but they're not. Eldar got a refresh last year too. Yeah, maybe Eldar then. It's interesting to think about. But on that note, we're gonna leave the show there. I'm gonna sign off because I am going to go out and about and do some bits and pieces before I go and play Star Wars this afternoon. So yeah, massive thank you to everyone for tuning in and hanging out this morning. It's been nice. It's been a nice discussion in the chat about stuff, especially around 10th edition and stuff. That's been fun. All the new stuff looks really cool. I'm very excited for some of the stuff. Having now played a game of Warcry, I'm kind of excited to get into that and play Warcry. So yeah, maybe that new box I'll have to find its way to me at some point. But yeah, hope you guys all enjoy the rest of your days. Enjoy the last of your weekend before we all go back to the grindstone tomorrow. And yeah, massive thank you for tuning in. If you want to help support the channel, there's a few different ways you can do so. Check out our Patreon link down below in the description. It's the best way to support us. You get access to a whole ton of stuff on there, and help to influence the videos, the content that we're doing. Other than that, we've also got our affiliate links If you use those, we get a kickback, and it doesn't cost you guys anything extra. So that's, again, a good way to support us. So massive thanks for tuning in. Hope you all enjoy the rest of your day. I will catch you Wednesday evening. There will be a stream this coming Wednesday because I've not got any meetings I need to go to. Yeah, and until then, guys, above all else, enjoy your hobby. I'll see you later, guys.